April 14th, 1912, 11:40 p.m., the North Atlantic. In a small room on the top deck of the largest ship ever built, a 25-year-old man is hunched over a telegraph key. His name is Jack Phillips. He has been working for 14 hours straight. He doesn't know it yet, but in the next 40 minutes, he will send the most famous distress calls in history. And every word he tapped into the darkness that night was recorded. This is what really happened inside the Titanic's radio room.
11:35 p.m. The nearby ship Californian breaks into the Titanic's frequency. Her signal is deafening. She's that close. The message: "Say, old man, we are stopped and surrounded by ice." Phillips, buried in a backlog of passenger telegrams, fires back 4 words that will haunt history. "Shut up. I am busy." The Californian's operator shrugs, switches off his equipment, and goes to bed. 10 minutes later, the Titanic strikes the iceberg. Phillips feels only a faint shudder. The lamp sways. He keeps working. Then Captain Smith appears at the door. "We've struck an iceberg," he says. "Send the call for assistance." "What call should I send?" "The Regulation International Call for Help." Just that. Phillips begins tapping. CQD, CQD, CQD. His assistant, Harold Bride, leans over, half joking. "Send SOS. It's the new call, and it may be your last chance to send it." They laughed, both of them. They didn't yet believe the ship could sink.
To understand those 40 minutes, you have to understand the 14 hours before them. That Sunday, the Titanic received at least 6 separate ice warnings from other ships: the Caronia, the Baltic, the America, the Californian, twice. Some reached the bridge. At least one never left the radio room. Why? Because Jack Phillips and Harold Bride didn't work for the Titanic. They worked for the Marconi Company. Their paying job was sending passengers personal telegrams to shore. Birthday greetings, business deals, gossip, at today's equivalent of several dollars per word. The night before, the radio had broken down. Phillips spent 7 hours fixing it, and by Sunday evening, he was buried in a backlog of paid messages. So when the Californian, sitting stopped in the ice barely 20 miles away, broke in to warn him, Phillips did what any exhausted operator with a queue of paying customers might do. He told them to shut up. The Californian's only radio operator turned off his equipment and went to sleep. 10 minutes later, the Titanic hit the iceberg. The one ship close enough to save everyone?
"12:15 a.m. The first distress call goes out. CQD, MGY. MGY, the Titanic's call sign. Position: 41.46 north, 50.14 west. 58 miles away, the Carpathia's operator, Harold Cottam, was about to go to bed. He had kept his headphones on for 1 more minute, purely by chance. Instead of the reply he expected, he heard this: "Come at once. We have struck a berg." Cottam asked if he was serious.
The answer came back. Yes, come quick. The Carpathia turned and ran north at a speed she was never built to reach, dodging icebergs in the dark. Meanwhile, in the radio room, the water was rising and the power was failing. Phillips kept transmitting as the range of his signal shrank with the dying dynamos. Bride later recalled strapping a life belt onto Phillips while he worked. Phillips never stopped tapping. At around 2:05 a.m., Captain Smith came to the door one last time. Men, you have done your full duty. You can do no more. Now, it's every man for himself. Phillips kept sending anyway.
The last clear signal from the Titanic was heard at approximately 2:17 a.m., a blurred, fading transmission that cut off mid-message. 3 minutes later, the ship was gone. Harold Bride survived. Washed off the deck, he ended up clinging to an overturned lifeboat, his feet crushed and frostbitten. Jack Phillips did not. He reached the same overturned boat, but died of exposure before dawn, hours after his final transmission. He was 25 years old. When the Carpathia arrived in New York with the survivors, Bride, unable to walk, was carried to her radio room, where he helped send survivor lists for days. The disaster changed radio forever. Within months, new laws required 24-hour radio watches on passenger ships and gave distress calls absolute priority over commercial traffic. The rule that would have saved 1,500 lives was written because of the night it didn't exist.
Every message you heard in this video comes from real telegraph logs and sworn testimony from 1912. History didn't just happen, it was recorded, one dot and dash at a time. Next episode, the full NASA transcript of the moment Apollo 13 exploded and the calmest words ever spoken in a crisis. Subscribe so you don't miss it.